What's happening, everyone? Inside Disney here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing something a little different, and that's because we're going to be driving around Disneyland and Disney California Adventure to see what kinds of views we can get from outside the parks while they're closed. So here's how this video is going to work. We're going to be driving around the streets that surround Disneyland, which include Harbor, then onto Ball Road, Disneyland Drive, and Catella. First, I'll be showing off the footage I got of the parks during the day, and when we're done driving around the parks during the day, I'll switch on over to my nighttime footage. So with that said, let's start driving around the parks. Alright, so we're going to be starting the drive on Harbor, and already we can see a piece of Disney California Adventure, which happens to be Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. You know, seeing this building for the first time in months was very surreal, mostly because, you know, right before the parks would close, I would be riding it all the time, a lot more than normal. Not sure why, but there's just something in me that just wanted to ride this attraction more, not so sure why, but either way, it was still very fun. And we can see that they're doing some work on the building, on the Guardians building, not so sure what they're doing there. They're probably just, you know, keeping it well maintained, you know, just doing some maintenance so that way the ride can be ready to go when the parks reopen at some point. And then I think, yeah, this is the drop-off area for when you have a ride, to the parks. That is where they would drop you off, or that is the drop-off area. And right there we have the iconic Disneyland Harbor entrance sign. We were able to see some of the security checkpoints behind it. And then we can see the monorail tracks standing above the bushes. And we can see some of the backstage areas of the park. And I think in just a few moments, we're going to be driving past, or behind, Tomorrowland. I think this is actually Tomorrowland we're driving by right now. Mostly because of the trees. You know, Autopia has a lot of trees around it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Tomorrowland we just drove by. And I think this is where Small World would be, around here. Should be, because we're about to go on the bridge. Yeah, see? Yeah, so what we can see right now, we could barely see the facade of It's a Small World. We could see the rocks of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. We could see Toontown. We could see the Disneyland Railroad warehouse, or roundhouse. And then I think we were able to see some of the construction for Mickey's Runway Railway, which is coming to Toontown in 2022. Alright, so now we're on Ball Road. We just passed some of the backstage area that we can see from the street. And right now, when we make a left, we're going to be onto Disneyland Drive, which is the road that takes you to the Mickey and Friends parking structure and downtown Disney, which we'll see in just a little bit. So right now I'm zooming in on some of the signs that will lead you to the parking lots or downtown Disney. And then we can see that they're doing some work on doing some landscaping right there in the bushes. And I just zoomed in on where the block road is, so where the parking structure is. And we're about to make that turn. Awesome. So now we're right here onto Disneyland Drive. And as you can see, there's a fork in the road. The road on the left would take you to the Mickey and Friends parking structure, which is blocked right now because the parking structure is closed. And there's a sign right there, which is difficult to read, but it said Disneyland and Disney California Adventure parks are closed. Okay, so now we're passing along the Mickey and Friends parking structure. There it is. It felt very weird to see all those parking spaces empty. Very weird, especially during the night. Something was off, and that's probably what was it, that there were no cars in there. Because it's always super packed in that parking structure. So we could see the tram drop-off area and the Pixar Palace parking structure, and we were just able to see some of the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance backstage building. We just passed the Pixar Palace parking structure bridge that will lead you into downtown Disney. And speaking of downtown Disney, we're driving right next to the parking lot of downtown Disney, which will not reopen when downtown Disney reopens. Instead, the parking for the shopping complex will be in the Simba parking lot, which we'll drive by right now. In just a few moments. Right now, we're driving under the downtown Disney bridge. We're also driving next to Jazz Kitchen, the Lego store, and Tortilla Joe's. We just passed under a monorail track, or under a set of monorail tracks. And right here is where two of the Disneyland Resort hotels are located. Right now, this is the Disney's Grand Californian Hotel, which is connected to Disney California Adventure. And this is the Paradise Pier Hotel, which I've never been inside of, but it looks very, very cool. I remember I only went into the Disney's Grand California Hotel once. And here we have a view of Pixar Pier from backstage. You can see the Pixar Pal around and the Incredicoaster. Very, very cool. We just drove by the Simba parking lot for Downtown Disney, but we'll get a better look at that during the night since I only got a slight second of footage of the parking lot during the day. So stick around for the footage of the Simba parking lot later on in the night. Okay, so now we're driving right behind the Incredicoaster, which is an attraction that I really miss right now, to be honest. It's been so long since I last went on it, I can't remember. I think the last time I went on it was in February, around there. Yeah, it's been a long time. Miss it a lot. We could see some of the backstage areas for DCA. I think this is where they would keep the parade floats for whenever DCA would have a parade. And right now we're driving behind Cars Land, or specifically Radiator Springs Racers. Here's the Disneyland sign of Catella. Oh, we also got a great view of the backstage area of Cars Land too. We can see some of the facade work. Okay, so now we're done on Catella. Now we're going to be driving on Harbor again, but this time during the night. Again, we could see Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. There's no work being done on it right now. Or during the night, I guess. Right now we're driving behind the Frozen Live at the Hyperion building. And again, right next to the drop-off area on Harbor. And there is the iconic Disneyland Harbor entrance sign again. Here's a closer look at it. Okay, so now we're on Ball Road again. This isn't really Disney, but I just wanted to show this bridge off mostly because during the summertime, especially during this time of year, it would be very, very crowded. It would take probably, if it was crowded enough, it would take you more than 20 minutes just to cross that bridge because of how many cars were trying to get into the Mickey and Friends parking structure. So seeing that bridge during this time of year that empty was very insane, especially since this was recorded on a Friday night. Very, very crazy. So we're about to make that turn onto Disneyland Drive to drive past the parking structures again. And here we are making that turn. And here we are again. Awesome. It felt very weird driving around this road during the night, mostly because this would be the time of day when I would visit Disneyland more. So just seeing these roads empty was very weird. As you can see, there's that sign that says Disneyland and Disney California Adventure are closed. For some reason, it was easier for the camera to catch that instead of compared to the day. I don't know why, but that's pretty cool. So right here we have the Mickey and Friends parking structure again. It's pretty interesting that they still have the lights on, but I'm pretty sure that's for the cast members that are still working there. Again, the parking lot, all the parking spaces in the parking structure are empty. Also on the top left of the screen is some footage of the Rise of the Resistance building. Sorry for my finger that's popping out right there. Popped out in the camera there. And then we could get a view of the Pixar Palace parking structure and the tram areas, both drop off and pickup. Well, we can't really see the pickup area, but you can barely see it. It's pretty empty. Which again, very insane to see that area empty. Here we have the Pixar Palace parking structure bridge that leads you into Downtown Disney. And right now, the camera is pointing at the Downtown Disney parking lot. Which again, reminder that it will not reopen when Downtown Disney reopens. And we'll get some footage of that Simba parking lot in a bit. Hold on. We're also driving next to some of the route the tram would follow to take guests to Downtown Disney or to the Esplanade of the parks, which is the area between Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. As you can see, we just drove by Downtown Disney again. And under that same set of monorail tracks, we can see the Disneyland Resort Hotel right there. And here we have the Grand Californian Resort Hotel. And then we were able to get a glimpse of the Disneyland Resort Hotel again. And then here we are at the Paradise Pier Hotel again. Looks very cool at night. I like it. And as you can see, they made a hit in Mickey with the lights in the rooms. And we're driving right next to the Simba parking lot. So this is where guests are going to enter when Downtown Disney reopens. That's the Simba parking lot. We can't really see it behind the bushes. I'm pretty sure you can, but barely. But yeah, that's where the entrance is going to be. It's going to be on Disneyland Drive, next to the Paradise Pier Hotel. Okay, so we're going to make that final turn again onto Catella. In just a moment, there we are. Right now, again, we're behind the Incredicoaster. As you can see, none of the lights inside the park, or at least from what we can see, are on. Very, very saddening, to be honest. And we're driving behind the backstage area of DCA, where they would keep the parade floats. And we took a slight stop right now because we bumped into a red light. But not to worry, we'll start driving again right now. See, the light just turned green. Okay. I'm pretty sure right now this is the area between Pixar Pier and... Oh no, we're actually right there. There's the Disneyland Cartella sign. And then we have a backstage view. Cars land during the night. Alright, so now we're on to Harbor again, which means we've made 2 complete trips around Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. I hope you all enjoyed this video because I certainly had a lot of fun recording all of the footage that I got during the day and the night. Very cool to see the parks again in months, and hopefully it was interesting for you to see as well. So, if you enjoyed this video and for more Disneyland park reopening updates, then you can be sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. You can also be sure to check out my Instagram, which could be found at Inside Disney Official. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves and have yourselves a great one.